It's really deep. I literally cried reading this book. So this is my review of Chasing Daylight. It's essentially a book that was written by the CEO of Kpmg after he got diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. So if you want to hear my review, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite books that I've read in physical book format. Now, the reason that I love this book is because it's deep, meaningful, true to real life, and it's a true story. So the book that I want to talk to you about today, guys, is called Chasing Daylight. Chasing Daylight is written from the perspective of the CEO of Kpmg in America. I think I'm getting the details right here, but if I'm not, please forgive me. It's written from his perspective, and essentially, he's a high-flying executive who's always thinking and planning in the future. Then he gets diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, and it's really deep. I literally cried reading this book, and I would recommend it to anybody who has, a focus on work or has, lots of competing, conflicting priorities. The reason I would, recommend this is because we can all get a bit distracted sometimes with the, what do you call it, minutia, or the little things that don't really matter. We can get bogged down in, chasing the dream and not realizing what we have. And essentially, when you're looking at this book, you're going on a journey with this guy, Eugene, I think his name is, who's the CEO of Kpmg. And you're going on a journey from him living in the future, planning, several years in advance, to getting a diagnosis where he's going to die in maybe 3 months' time. Really hard hitting. What would you do if you were in that situation? And essentially what he starts to do is he starts to write a book. He starts to write a book about his transition into this last phase of his life. And there are a couple of really meaningful parts in the book. One that I'm going to talk about is called Perfect Moments. And then there's another one that is essentially it's a hand-drawn drawing. And I'll try and pop this in the video somewhere. But what it is it's rings of how connected you are with people. Essentially, the people on the outer ring, you're not that connected, you don't really care about them that much, blah, blah, blah. Then working inwards, and, the inner ones are your friends, your best friends, your family, and, loved ones. And essentially, he found out through analysing his life that he was spending most of his time with people in the outer ring that don't mean that much, and spending less of his time with people on the inner rings, the people that mean the most. And there was it's a hand-drawn drawing, which is what makes it, a bit more hard-hitting. And then, not only is he going through this, he's journaling and, chronicling his life and his moments up to this point. There's a really beautiful moment where he talks about essentially getting in touch with everybody. Tells them, that this is the situation and he wants to meet them and essentially say, goodbye or, have a connection with them. And there's a moment where he meets, a good friend or, a really close connection, and they go for a walk in the park. And he said something that really hit home. He said it was, one of the nicest times we've ever spent together, walking in the park. It was also the first time they've ever walked in the park. And it really took something super negative to happen in his life for him to reach out and take those moments to connect with, the people that he cared the most about. So it's really like it's a point to note, that we should reflect on spending time with our loved ones. Then the next piece is when he talks about perfect moments. We're all striving for, the end goal, the end destination, but you can have perfect moments within a day. Perfect moments where it's just you and, a loved one. Perfect moments where you're on the way, you're having a nice conversation. And it's really just taking time to realize that you can have lots of perfect moments in a day. The kind of hardest hitting part of the book, like if you've not read it, I would recommend reading it, or listen to it. I'm not sure if it's in an audiobook. I hope it is. But there's a really hard hitting moment where, because he spends a lot of his time saying goodbye to the people in the outer rings, and he's running out of time, he then has to start to speed it up. But it also means that he didn't actually get to spend, I don't think, as much time as he wanted to saying goodbye with, his daughter's wife, all that kind of stuff, which is super hard hitting. Like I say, it'll catch you, this book, and it's good for us to learn lessons, especially when we're in a busy space, to focus on the people that we love and we care about. There's a funny, or a nice saying, I suppose. It says we shouldn't give up what we have for what we want. I think essentially what that means is we should keep what we have and get what we want, but don't chase. I'm not sure what that means there. But my review of this book is I would give it at least a, well, I mean, just the fact that I'd give it a 9.2 out of 10, because, like I say, it was written and then it was published by his wife after he passed away, and it's just so important that we take a second to realise how important people are in our lives and to help them recognise how important they are in our lives. So this is my review of Chasing Daylight, so this is my review of Chasing Daylight. It's essentially a book that was written by the CEO of Kpmg after he got diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. So if you want to hear my review, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Hi guys, thanks for coming to my channel. This is where we're going to be looking at audiobooks and how we can improve what we can do and what we can learn from some of the best audiobooks in the world. And I want to let you in on a little secret. If you're not a fast reader, I'm not either. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be conquering that with audiobooks. We can listen to the audiobooks. I'll show you how, and if you have any questions, let me know. So let's get into this. I look forward to going on this journey with you.